Merry meet and welcome to Lux Dragon Queen Magic. My name is Taylor and this is our week ahead reading. And so with that, we're just going to be taking a look into the week ahead. Go ahead and pause the video and I will see you at the timestamps below. Talk to you soon. Alright, pile one, thank you for being here and let's get started with your week ahead. We're going to take a look first at a Moonology card since this is the week right after the full moon, and so we want to see exactly how it is affecting our energy. So for you, pile one, we have hold your vision, fixed moon. So I'm hearing you probably set some intentions at the new moon and you didn't really see everything come to fruition. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't think of that word. I'm not even sure if I still pronounce it properly. But anyway, so what I'm seeing here is that Spirit is saying that, like, yes, you still face some disappointments with the full moon, and that is part of it. But part of the full moon is making a wish and continuing to move forward on what does work for you and letting go of what does not. So Spirit is saying here, like, you don't need to let go of the whole project. You just need to focus on the vision that you had. What was your end goal? And really, like, if it was an abstract end goal, like, really look into that and be like, is this still something that is being achieved, even if it isn't necessarily how I envisioned it? Okay, so Spirit is just really encouraging you to stay strong with that. And so let's take a further look into your tarot. And so we're using Shadowscapes. And so we have the moon. Wow, so you, pile one, are very connected to the moon energies that are happening. And I'm seeing that there's a lot of illusions that not only are you telling yourself, therefore accepting them, but so again, you're seeing that things just really aren't working out. You've probably faced a lot of disappointments this week and already. And so Spirit is saying in this week coming forward, just continue to stay strong because what you're experiencing is merely an illusion. You I'm also seeing that you definitely have wisdom and like fairy is supporting you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So something else too, if you celebrate, is this is a very magical time with connecting with fairy and elemental magic. So definitely keep that in mind as you're moving into this week ahead, that it's going to be very important and influencing you. Yeah, I'm really just saying, like, trust your intuition over everything else. So let's go ahead. We have a couple more. Okay, so yeah, we have the Three of Cups coming out. So I'm seeing that you do have a community around you that is supporting you. Again, I'm really getting like elemental magic. I know all these cups deals with mermaids, but I'm really getting the fact that you are just so connected to nature. So I'm seeing that this may not necessarily represent your group of friends because you may not be feeling supported within that group of friends, but I am seeing that there is a recognized community. Like there is somewhere that you are able to share your feelings and emotions, and people are coming forward that's saying that they have similar experiences. So this is going to be very important for you moving forward in this week to hold your vision, like who also has similar visions to you, who has been supporting you, who has also felt disappointments in regards to this. I'm hearing like comparative suffering might be a term that you're familiar with, is like maybe you've been looking at like, well, I have all this and so I don't really need to like, so like I should be doing better, and like you're really just been shaming yourself. And I'm seeing that like maybe joining like a therapy group or like a Zoom therapy group, you know, we all want to be safe in this day and age, who can really support you in expelling those negative energies and recognizing the positivity. Okay, and then for your other tarot, we have the Hanged Man. Okay, yes, see, so you are gaining by the end of this week, ahead, you are going to gain a new perspective that is going to help propel you forward, and see that you are still, yeah, you're going to chase away those illusions that are within you, and you're going to be able to see how the world actually is right side up, and merely you were the one who was upside down. And that sounds weird because honestly what I'm seeing is like, yeah, like this hangman right now, like like a lot of people want to say the hangman is the one upside down, but in reality it's the opposite, and that's what I'm seeing for you as well. And so with this, the hangman comes with a sacrifice, so you have to let this group of people in, you have to let down you have to accept the fact that like everything is not as it seems, and that you do not know everything, and that everything is not going to go exactly how you want. You can't control it all. That is what I'm hearing. So it's going to be very important for you to let go and surrender. Okay. All right. So with that, what affirmation do you need to really help you this week? Okay. So I speak positively of others. Okay. So we can take this pretty straightforward, that you just don't want to speak any negativity into this space. But we also saw with the Three of Cups that like you yourself maybe have been feeling very negative within yourself and been seeking positive affirmations and words. Like your own heart wants to hear it said to you. So in order to have that reflected, you yourself should be speaking positive, because then that's how you're going to bring more of it into you. Okay, so this next week, this is going to be so important for you. If you remember anything else from this, this is going to be the most motivating thing to help you surrender and gain that new perspective, is just speaking more positively of others. That's also very important. It is of others, not just to others. So like maybe recognize like how transparent you're being within everything within this project. Maybe that's where the illusions are coming from, is miscommunication. I'm not saying go fight, go start a fight or anything. Just maybe like if you if you don't have anything nice, don't say it at all. Literally. Okay, and so next we actually have some self-care items that came out. We had a couple that came out for you. So we have rest. Yeah, you know what, just go to sleep until the sun comes up, you know. Until all the realization and the success just like comes out. And then this also is coming forward, like again, you just like, I'm seeing like you probably feel so overwhelmed and just have been like really focused on what isn't serving you. And so Spirit is like, if you can't stop your mind from being negative, just stop your mind and go to sleep. You probably need a nap, and like just and Spirit will visit you in your sleep, and they will support you in your sleep, and things are moving forward. I'm hearing like maybe you just need time, like not you, but like your goals, like hold your vision. Maybe it's just time is needed, and things are working outside of you. And so since there's nothing you can do, and control is like coming up really big, that that's probably the shadow aspect that's going to be triggered the most this coming week. So rest, just one of the simplest ways to let go of control. Take a nap. All right, we do have another one for you. Be still. So, yeah. Especially, this is so hard. Like a lot of times if you like find it like you're like meditation and sitting still, like it never really worked for me. I always need to walk and move and be energetic in it. This is Spirit coming through and saying like this is a moment where you do need to be still. This is a lesson for you to learn, and in this stillness I'm hearing you're going to find like your breath and peace. Like it's going to be like a calm night, and like a hush is going to come over you and your soul, and within that hush you're only going to hear positivity, and you're going to feel like bright warmness, and I'm seeing like being coddled essentially by Spirit. So like if you cry, like let it be kind of situation. Okay, so normally I like to combine the self-care. I think when you're resting, most of the time you're probably being still. So with that, this just really is like Spirit coming in saying like give it time, give yourself pause, and just be positive. Don't let the negativity, don't let the illusions live your life for you. And if you can't get away with it, then just stop it. Literally. With that, we do have some acts of kindness to support us in this week moving forward. So these acts of kindness, they are suggestions, not commands. And a lot of times they are ways that we can be kind to ourselves as well, and to support our own health. So just keep that in mind for what comes up. Okay. All right. With that, we're going to start it off right off the bat with leave a positive note where you or many people can see it. So most important thing is a positive note for you. So where will you see it every day? I have a painting next to my door to where when I leave every day, it says, "You're doing great." And, you know, it's just a nice little positive note. And I tell, like, just seeing it and reading it and you will just start to believe it more often. It'll help erase the illusions around you and to be like a positive light in the night. Like, what is that but the moon, but a light in the night, right? So definitely seeing that. I'm also seeing, because if being a part of a community and you're not feeling very supported within that, maybe doing this could also be good, because it speaks positively of others. Ooh, I just heard something interesting. Like, maybe you have like a board, like a community board, and you start leaving like positive notes or positive comments about other people on there anonymously. I'm a fan of anonymous. You can do however you want, but to where it almost encourages others to like add their own positive notes, and like to the point where like you start seeing things that, sorry, my cat just trying to breathe in the background. Okay, he's all right now. Well, you're okay. All right, so sorry about that. So we'll go ahead and take a look. You have one more, so you can combine these. Just do one or the other. Wow. Make a favorite meal either for yourself or others. So what did I say about the fact that these are also meant to relate to you? They're all acts of kindness, can also be for yourself. So with this, I definitely want you to think about, like, no matter what, if you make this meal for others, it's still your favorite meal, is ultimately the message that is coming through for this. So if it's not just for you, just make sure it is your favorite meal and you share it with people who, not like, oh, they would also enjoy this, but who enjoy you. Because anyone who enjoys you is going to be willing to try your dish and not be mean or spiteful about it. So just keep that in mind. Around like who you're sharing your energy with. Like, there is this message about like not being positive within your community, so you don't want to invite negativity on accident. Ooh, maybe you have a little like dinner party and you put a positive note at like everyone's seat, and or you in like, and with like little blank pieces of paper, and be like, you can write your own about yourself or others. Like, encourage them to write a positive note about themselves. I think that's beautiful. I mean, look at what we're doing here. All right, and so finally, I do have a dream card for you to support you in this week ahead, especially because, you know, probably need some good message to end on here. Okay, so we attract what we are. Therefore, dreaming is a journey within. What inner beliefs are still restricting you, putting you down, and making excuses that hold you back from your dreams? So yes, this is what illusions you need to release from you. Like, what narratives have you accepted that are not true to who you are? And they're probably negative narratives. So like, as you start to speak positively of others, you're going to see positivity of you be reflected back. Okay, I can't say that enough. And then this really is like, dreaming is a journey within. So like, maybe you just need, that's why it's saying like, be still, take a rest. Like, you just need to spend some time getting to know you. All right. Okay, so pile one, that is where we're going to go ahead and leave this week ahead reading. Thank you for being here. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment below. Definitely getting some support from the community. Let us know what vision you are holding on to. Leave a positive note. Who knows? Do whatever you'd like. But thank you for being here. And blessed be pile one. All right, pile two, thank you for being here, and let's take a look at your week ahead. So first, we have some Moonology to show us how the most recent full moon is affecting us, and what to be mindful of. So first, we have you're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. Okay, so gibbous moon typically is coming up right before the full moon, so I'm hearing that this is, maybe you were expecting a certain goal to be accomplished by the time the moon came around and that didn't really happen. So there's a spirit coming saying like, within this week, that goal that you had set at the new moon will now be accomplished. And that's such great vibes. So yeah, just give it a little bit of time. And we have a second card coming here. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So this tells me that part of the reason why you saw that delay is that you didn't really have a full practical plan. You hadn't really grounded it in reality. So it really was within the dream realm for you. And you didn't like, I'm seeing like you maybe like thought more about a to-do list and like how to accomplish it. I'm seeing you did a lot of intention work, but there wasn't a lot of physical work done in the material world. So whatever goal you really had put in, there is a little bit more of an element that you are able to step into as the manifester to create it. So this is spirit coming through saying like that this is why you're kind of seeing that delay, is because this is more of a lesson that you're learning, that you are the manifester, and that spirit gives you the energy, the willpower, and the ideas, and in order to do it. So definitely take a moment to pause and create an actionable plan. Maybe something that where it's like, okay, I'm going to do this every day for a week and just see where that takes you, and be like, what does that doing that every day a week, what will I have by the end of the week? And just really exploring that in detail, and more than just wishing is what I'm hearing. Okay. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look into your Shadowscapes Tarot. Okay. So right away we have the Seven of Swords. Yes. So I see that you, that is like a big focus for you this week, is not going around things. So like I'm seeing you thought that maybe you weren't, that there was a force in front of you that you could not go through, so therefore you tried to get around it. And this is spirit saying that you required a little bit more physical effort than what you put in. Okay. So I am seeing spirit is ultimately saying this is the shadow part of you and is wanting to direct you away from this, that is not that you're wanting a more direct outcome, and how could you get a direct outcome if you're coming at it from this side? So that's ultimately what I'm seeing from spirit when it comes to the Seven of Swords, is this is your energy of you weren't putting like your full efforts towards it. I'm seeing that there was maybe some fear holding you back, and spirit is commenting saying, no, you can move forward. You are meant to face these swords, and nothing can hold you back. Yeah, because what comes after the Seven but the Eight of Swords is fear. So yeah, let's take a look at your next one, because it's going to help us even more. All right. So wow. So 7 into the 8 of Wands reversed. So this is telling me 8 of Wands, normally we can see it means like you need to be trying like all these different dandelion wishes, pushing them in. But this is spirit saying like this is not the time for wishes to try everything. You know what you need to be working on, and it's time to focus and make a plan. So you have this creative energy, you are passionate, and it is time to put that into the physical world. You can't, creativity doesn't just express itself into thin air. You have to physically put it down onto something. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really hearing like you've been trying to manifest something essentially out of thin air, and spirit is saying, I can't quite do that. Oh, I thought of, which is a reference within a reference, but the Eat, Pray, Love reference where she talks about a man who prays and prays and prays, like to win the lottery, to where the statue of the angel comes to life and says, please, please, please play the lottery. That's kind of like the mentality coming out here, is like you're wishing, but you haven't done any actions in your life to follow through on that. And spirit is saying it's time to focus. Okay. And so, oh wow, yep. So we have the Empress reverse, creativity. So there is something stagnant within you that you have not been letting come forward, although you recognize it. You've kind of just been like, I'm hearing like asking, because the Emperor, sometimes we see the Emperor is what we need in order to, sometimes the Empress focuses on the Emperor and says, create the space for me to create. But in reality, they protect our creations. They protect us as we create. And so spirit is coming and saying, no, you are the creator. This space, it probably already exists, and it is time to put it out there. Like it is there, but you still have to take the steps into that space in order to fully become the Empress. So I am seeing that you do have this Empress mentality around you, and it is just reversed. It's just time to focus and to literally give birth. So also, if you are with child, I'm seeing, this is for very few, we're just going to take this quick literal message. If you are with child, I'm seeing within these next 7 days, you'll be giving birth, right? Slash, what have you done to prepare for said birth? So maybe if you've been like, I want this baby out of me, which happens a lot towards the end, Spirit is saying, like, are you actually ready though? I'm trying to give you time to prepare. And so this is like the last ditch effort. So that's for very few people who's gonna relate to that very literal message. Most of this is dealing with your actual creative space and stating that you need to take responsibility and not just ask a spirit and your divine masculine to show up for you. You have to show up as well. You have to also be the empress. You can't just ask them to be the emperor and for the moon to provide all of your wishes. Okay, so with that being said, we do also have an affirmation card for you. So I am forgiving. Interesting. So over the next 7 days, I'm seeing ultimately whenever forgiveness comes up, a lot of times there's a forgiveness within our own hearts that we need to do. So maybe you're not as prepared for what you're working on, and that's why you haven't taken steps forward. And just forgive yourself for that. Forgive yourself for the journey that you're on. Forgive yourself for the momentum that you've been able to give up to this point. Like, everything is working out exactly as it is meant to. This message is not saying like you better get to it, otherwise it's not going to come true. This is a message redirecting you, saying this is your lesson for this week. That is all. So this is Spirit coming in saying at every moment, do not judge yourself, but instead be forgiving and of the lesson that you needed to learn. Okay. And then we do also have some self-care that came out. So we had a dream journal come out for you. Okay. So Spirit talks to us in our dreams a lot of times, but you know what? It takes, I personally believe this, maybe not all do, it takes some dedication to actually keep a dream journal and keep up with it. So over just the next 7 days, even if you don't remember your dreams, just how do you feel when you wake up then? And just reflect on how you slept the night before and how it affected you. And this is just going to open up your connection more with Spirit and manifesting Spirit into reality, because that is a way that you are taking a spiritual element, your dream, your night journey, and turning it, expressing it into a creative way, such as journaling, into the physical realm onto paper. Like, now that there is a physical copy of it that exists, a material copy. There we go. That's the word I was looking for, not physical. A material copy that exists. And that is essentially what Spirit wants you to get in practice of, is taking the spiritual element and creating it into a material form. Okay. All right. So with that, we do have our acts of kindness. These are just suggestions, not commands. And a lot of times these will relate to you personally and how you can be kind more to yourself. Well, this one, watch the ads through the end to support your favorite streamer. So wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, most likely there are ads on some form of streaming that you are watching. And so a free way that you can support others without giving up much is to just watch the ads, and then they get revenue from that. So that is just a small way that you can support something important to you without giving all of your energy to it. So I'm hearing from Spirit that maybe that's something that you're very used to doing, is giving all of your energy, all or nothing kind of mentality. And that's kind of why you've turned into this Empress reverse, because you've been asking, like, I've done my work, it's time for others to do it. So like you've started doing nothing, not like literally, but that's like where your energy has become more stagnant. And so this is a way to like gently open up your responsibility and invite your own divine masculine to become a little bit more balanced. So that's what you're going to be seeing this week. Again, just a suggestion, not a command. And then finally, we do have a dream card to really support you over this week. Probably going to be important with that dream journal. Things often don't work out as planned. Let things appear just as they do, and be sure to notice how they unfold perfectly. So that really brings me back to this, I am forgiving. So this week, right? Okay, we just said like, hey, you're close to achieving your goal. You didn't accomplish it on the full moon. Things are moving out. And then it's saying you need to have a practical plan. So create that practical plan and then still be forgiving of yourself if things don't go as it is. Especially if you're new to planning. That's normal. This is how you learn, is you try and fail. So I'm hearing the song Try Everything from Shakira. So if you're feeling a little bit down, I encourage you to sing along with that song. It's just a great little power ballad. Hopefully it's considered a ballad. Anyways, so with this pile too, I just encourage you to really try this week. And that's the biggest thing. Just try. That's all Spirit is really asking for you this week, is to try and reflect on what you want and what actions you're doing to bring that into reality, and maybe take a more direct approach. Okay, so with that, pile 2, thank you for being here. If this resonated with you, please like or subscribe. Sorry about my cat. And don't forget to comment below anything that stood out to you. Feel free to share your plan with us, share your disappointments, get some love and support from the community. Make your dream journal in the comments. I don't mind. With that, again, thank you for being here, and blessed be. All right, pile 3, thank you for being here, and let's get started with your week ahead. So we're going to start with the Moonology, since we just had the full moon, and see how this is affecting us. All right, we have prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So first, I am seeing you probably had, if you didn't set an intention, perfectly fine, but if you did set an intention for this past new moon, that things started rolling. You set a reasonable goal for yourself and you achieved it within those 2 weeks by the full moon, and now you're kind of sitting back this week and getting to enjoy a little bit more. So I am seeing that you're still not seeing the, like, you're not all of a sudden like having just like everything flow through to you. You just started seeing like small achievements, and Spirit is saying like this is just the start, and you're going to continue to see this prosperity continue forward for you. So these goals that you have set, this attunement to life that you have managed, this lifestyle, you are moving into it more thoroughly, and you just gorgeous. Like as you attune closer and closer to the moon, I'm seeing your goals and the energies of the universe will be able to support you more and more. And so this kind of Spirit's like a nod of confirmation that you are on the right path and that you will find your success within the material world. Not just the material world, but like the practical world. Like the material side will be there for you if you've been worrying about it. Okay, and so let's go ahead and take a look into your shadows. And so we have the World. Okay, yes, you are completing a cycle. Spirit is saying like you have, oh yeah, you are attuning to the literal world around you. Spirit is just stating over and over again that you are on the right path. This is a journey that you were meant to be a part of, and even though it seems like the beginning, it is also an ending. If that, of course, that makes sense. So, like this just as easily could have been the Fool card, but this is more of like Spirit, like wanting you during this week to enjoy your successes and how far you've come. You did this journey. Don't be overwhelmed by the new beginning that is happening. Like, really go over your accomplishments and how everything is just like getting set up. Like I'm like a video game reference or books. Okay, so video game reference, like you finish level 1, there's still more levels to go. You're not done with the game kind of thing, but you still achieved it. You still beat that boss, you know? And then the next thing that I'm really seeing with this for a book is like you read the first chapter. It was a great chapter. You learned a lot from it. You're still not done. There's still more to be read, and you're excited to keep going. And this is really what Spirit is coming through for us this week. Okay, and then yes, we have the 8 of Swords reversed. So I'm seeing that you're really cutting those ties. You are no longer afraid. You're breaking away from everything that no longer serves you. Yeah, I am seeing this week is just so great for you. So as you're moving forward into this week, you're going to be feeling a certain like fearlessness because, and you're going to be seeing a lot of confirmations around you from Spirit. If you do not feel ultimately super connected to Spirit this week, I would be shocked. But like, you're going to be feeling like less pain in your life. I'm seeing like physical, emotional, mental, like during this week. Just, yeah, celebration is so huge right now. Celebrate where you are. Enjoy this week for what it is. And just enjoy existing. Because why not? Okay. And then we have our next one. So yes, we have 4 of Pentacles. So this really tells me that this is probably where your worries and concerns lie, is that, again, like it's just the start. So you're probably like, oh, I need to save. I need to keep things under wraps. I can't really like, I can't splurge. I can't do this. I can't do that. And Spirit is coming in saying like, you do need to set up small rewards for yourself, because this journey, Like I said, I use chapter 1 for a reason. You might be a few more in, but you are near the beginning, and Spirit is saying that this, you don't need to have this mentality of lack, because you are being provided for and you always will be. Very key thing. So take away that from this, if not anything else. And Spirit is really showing me that this week, like you, or this last week, you really were building your foundations. And this week, Spirit is saying, enjoy those foundations. Okay. Don't be afraid that it's going to disappear. Just enjoy where you're at right now. Enjoy what you have built up, and enjoy the abundance around you, because as you enjoy it, it's only going to grow. All right. And so what affirmation will you need the most this coming week? Oops, sorry. Okay, so I hold purity in high esteem. So for this, these are the affirmations in order to support having a featherlight heart. So definitely take the word purity how it means to you, and do not over define the word, is what I'm looking for. But ultimately, we're seeing that you are balanced, and that you are removing the negativity from your mind, and you are enjoying this pedestal that you are upon, because I'm seeing like you have done the work to clear yourself to be just this healing embodiment, and Spirit is saying that you can continue to enjoy that. And this really is more of a confirmation that you can relax and support yourself, and don't worry about the negativity coming into your mind, because you ultimately are this pure divine being, and Spirit is going to continuously be there to help wash out any negativity that comes. So have an abundant mindset. Know that you are always this pure, clean light of love, and through that you shine so bright and give further hope and faith. Okay, I'm really getting like the star. I know we didn't have the star come out, but I'm really getting like a star mentality of like you yourself are a star, and you've gone through a lot of physical and emotional healing, and Spirit is saying like now it's just time to shine. Okay, so now we have a self-care card for you. Okay, you have drink tea. There's a lot that goes into drinking tea. So this isn't just connecting one with earth and water through the herbs and the water of boiling the tea. You may also be into reading tea leaves, and you may want to connect to that side of you. But this really is saying you need to take, or there is also a certain ritual that comes with like preparing the tea and pausing and slowing down and just connecting in the moment. And that is what Spirit is saying, right? So enjoy this week over these next 7 days. I'm hearing drink tea often, like have a cup a day, but just essentially you might also have coffee, but essentially you're just wanting to have a moment every day where you essentially have a ritual that you put together, something that is good, sweet, and not necessarily sweet, I like sweet, but something that really just like makes you enjoy life. So because like chamomile tea is like sun and honey, but you might prefer like a more earthy, dark one. And then like I mentioned, I enjoy sweeter ones. So whatever really makes you feel like you are the queen of the world, this is what Spirit is asking you to just tune into. Just pause, feel, sit on your pedestal, and recognize that you helped create this world and this journey around you and the foundations. Okay, and now we do have an act of kindness. This is a suggestion, not a command, and oftentimes these can sometimes support how we can be kind to ourselves. Treat yourself with something from a local small business. Okay. This is actually so funny, because what did I say? Like, find small rewards for yourself. Don't think that you can't splurge and do these things. This is the start. If you don't treat yourself, like I'm hearing, like something that I had an unrealistic view on is like paying off a mortgage. If you're like, I'm just going to spend all of my extra income into paying off this mortgage, and but vacations are so important to me, but I feel too guilty to go on a vacation until I pay off that mortgage. That's irrational. That mortgage is so huge that saying I'm not going to take a trip until I have it paid off is intense. Instead, it'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna take a weekend trip here, or I'm gonna take a week-long trip just once a year. And just finding the compromise to where you get that bit of like happiness and like what it's worth, like what's important to you in this life. What are you wanting to treat yourself with? Because you need to treat yourself with that every once in a while to remind you what, to not only bring joy into you, but to remind you why you started this goal, or why this goal is important to you, so that you can do something that supports you all the time. Okay, so with that, treat yourself. And if you still feel guilty, that's even more reason why I like to say from a local small business, because that's one way that you can be like, well, I'm supporting a local small business. That's what I'm doing. I'm not just treating myself. And it helps take away the guilt a little bit from that. And then further, an act of kindness, not just for yourself, but for that person who is wanting to support their business. And also something to be said, if you like can't find a local one, there's so many small businesses that are, yes, on Amazon and yes, on Etsy. So don't take this as you will. If you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, I'm not telling you to go through bad customer service to get a bad quality service or product. This is about treating yourself while also getting to support someone else to help you feel less guilty. Okay, so take it as it resonates. I just can't stress it enough. You need to set up small rewards for yourself though, so that you don't overwhelm yourself as you're going through this. Yeah, Spirit is saying pause, recognize you. Okay, all right. And so finally, we do have a dream card to really send us off with a positive note at the end. Okay, so who or what has made you believe that for some reason or another you don't have what it takes to follow your dream? Okay, so you're at the beginning, right? So don't let any negativity come through you. Where is that shadow work that you have been working on? Why is it creeping back? Hold your purity and high self-esteem. Pause, drink your tea, and be like, why am I letting this person, this energy bother me? And you know what? It may be a lesson that you have to learn multiple times. That's what I mean. You might be multiple chapters in, and then sometimes it comes up and you're like, oh, I thought this was chapter 1. It's just you learning it on another level, because sometimes that's what a lesson does. Like, think about math, right? You had to learn 1 + 1 before you learned what half of 1 was, before you learned about fractions. You had to learn to add before you could multiply. So these are the kind of things that Spirit is just wanting to point out to you, is like, you're on a journey, and don't let that negativity get you down. And when it does, just pause and treat yourself. Be kind to yourself. Okay. All right, pile 3. I hope this resonated with you. If it does, please don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also comment below. Let us know what tea you're drinking, as well as just gain some support from the community. You can also, if you know a local small business, you can share it here, and maybe that'll help other people find something that they need or want in order to treat themselves. But thank you again for being here, and that is your week ahead, pile 3. Blessed be.